Britain's largest protected wetland, here on our doorstep. The Broads National Park draws around 8 million visitors every year. But this stunning natural landscape is more than just a tourist attraction. Lawrence Watts spends his days working on the reedbeds, which are a vital part of the Broads ecosystem.
Okay, so yeah, we cut it on the bed. You'll see our reaper binder machine, which collects it, comes off the bed. We stack it up, then we come back, because at this time of year we're trying to get everything cut. And we will clean it. So we take out all the loose debris, the shorter stuff that's in the bottom of the reed. That all has to come out because the thatcher wants straight reed of a certain height. So that has to be cleaned out. Then ideally that will go on a trader to a thatcher. Or we sometimes bale it up and they go off on a truck, and sometimes up to 2,000 odd.
You only need to look around and you'll see that East Anglia has plenty of thatched buildings. But despite almost a quarter of Fenland being devoted to growing reeds, almost 90% of thatching reed is imported.
Yeah, it's just demand, so production's low. People have stopped harvesting it here. We need more reed beds. We need to think about managing our wetlands with the commercial value of the reed in mind.
So it's more about availability of land rather than the availability of people with the skills to harvest the reed.
Absolutely. I think people would love to come and do this trade, you know. But you can only earn a living from it if you've got the reed to cut. It's as simple as that, you know. So yeah, we need to find a reed. We need to find landowners with reed beds who are willing to let us come and restore them, you know. And there is a big incentive, there's a big push for it.
It's great to see this historical industry active in our region today. But for many, these reeds are so much more than a source of income.
The Broads Authority want to raise awareness of the various habitats found within the landscape, including reed beds.
They're taking in vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere every single year, far more so in a year than a tree would do.
They've set up a series of stations to measure greenhouse gas emissions.
So these are monitoring the emissions and uptake of gases out of the soil. So the idea is, hopefully, we can work out what conditions are best for drawing away carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, locking it away in the ground, but also what conditions perhaps to try and avoid in terms of methane emissions coming out.
As well as keeping an eye on emissions, the Broads Authority have also set up a collaborative wetland farming project.
So behind me we've got a paludiculture test site. So paludiculture is a way of farming on wet soils. So a real big issue looking forward is to try and become more carbon neutral as a country. We're going to have to do something about what happens in the peatlands. And this is potentially one of the solutions. So one of the ways that we're looking at here is to grow reed.
Not only are the reeds great for local industry and climate, they're also a brilliant habitat for lots of different wildlife.
We've actually got a marsh harrier just gliding over the reed beds down there. We've got bitterns, which have the lowest, loudest call of any bird in the UK. We've got the swallowtail butterflies, the Norfolk hawker dragonflies. We've got otters, water voles. We've got beautiful plants and flowers, the fen orchids that can be found in high quality fenlands. Those are amazing things that enable us to interact with nature in a really profound way.
As East Anglia faces rising temperatures and the risk of coastal flooding, perhaps this incredible local ecosystem could be part of the solution to climate change. Zoë Johnson, UEA Journalism.